Hello children, today we are going to start new chapter from physics, that is electricity. All of you should be very attentive because this is very important chapter and quite long also. You should take notes in your notebooks and should be very attentive. So I start. The first thing in electricity, we should know what is electric charge or simply charge. What is charge? And this charge is electric charge. Everything is made up of matter, or all of you know, you have studied in ninth, and the matter, it has atoms. If the atom is not neutral, then it will have charge, either positive or negative. So these charged particles, they show, this is the fundamental property of any object or body. So charge is the fundamental property or the basic property of any body. And all of you know, if the charges are same, they repel each other. And if the charges are different, they attract each other. All of you know this. So this is what is electric charge. Now one more thing, this charge can be measured in the form of a unit known as coulomb. So coulomb is the, after the name of a scientist. So coulomb is the unit of charge. The charge we denote by the letter Q, and the SI unit of this charge Q is coulomb, which is denoted by capital C. So Q is the charge and C is its unit. Now this C or coulomb is a very big unit, and suppose this is a box, then millions and millions of electrons or protons are present to form a 1 coulomb charge. How many? Can you imagine? 6 million, approximately 6 million, million. So this is 6 into 10 raised to power 18. So many electrons or protons, they form 1 coulomb charge. So it is a very big unit. Now how do we calculate this? So many charge, so many electrons or protons are present in 1 coulomb. We should know, you should memorize one figure, 1.6 into 10 to the power 19 coulomb. You have to learn this figure. What is this? 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. It is charge on 1 electron or proton. If it is electron, then the charge will be minus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19C. If it is proton, then the charge will be 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb. So it is a very small charge. So much charge is present on 1 electron or proton. This is in coulombs. If we want to know how many electrons are present, number of electrons in 1 coulomb, how will we calculate? We will calculate by simple unitary method or by a formula. Suppose this is the charge, it is present on 1 electron. Then if this charge is present on 1 electron, then 1 coulomb charge will be present on 1 upon 1.6 into 10 to the power 19 into 1. And if you calculate this, then what we will get is 6.25 and 10 to the power 18. What should be the unit? No unit. Why? Because this is the number of particles. number of charged particles, electron or proton. So much particles will have 1 coulomb charge. As I have told you, if these are the particles, it is approximately 6 into 10 raised to power 18. So much particles will have 1 coulomb charge. Other units of coulomb are millicoulomb and others, but we will use only the coulomb. And the formula to calculate this, a simple formula, you have to learn Q is equal to NE. And the unit is coulomb. So Q is the total number of charge present on the object or body. You should write Q is total charge present on the body. N is equal to number of charged particles. Charged particles, it may be electron or proton, and E is charge on 1 electron or proton, and that is 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb. So you have to memorize this formula also. This is the first formula in electricity. Q is equal to NE. Q is the total charge on the body. N is the number of charged particles, and E is the charge, the amount of charge present on 1 electron or proton. You can calculate this, the number of particles, also by this formula. How? Q is, suppose we want to calculate in 1C. Q is 1C and we have to calculate, and the charge is 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19. If we calculate this, and we will get the same figure. It will be 6.25 into 10 raised to power 18. No unit, as it is a number. So this is about the coulomb and charge on 1 charged particles. You know this. Now the second thing, when we are studying this electricity, we should know 3 terminology, that is conductor, insulator and semiconductor. All of you know, must be knowing something about these things: conductor, semiconductor and insulator. So first is conductor. What are conductors? Conductors are the substances through which electric current can pass. So here we can write conductors, then insulators, and then semiconductors. So what are conductors? Electricity or current can, electric current can pass through conductors. Insulator cannot. Current cannot pass, and semiconductors can or cannot. What is this? Depending upon specific conditions. So when if specific conditions are given in semiconductors, current can pass or cannot pass. So this is the first point. Second is mostly metals. Metals, these are the example. The best metal is for the best conductor in metals is silver, then copper, then iron. Most of the metals, they are conductors of electricity. Now in non-metals, the best example of graphite. Graphite is an allotrope of carbon. Other allotropes like diamond and other ebonite, they are non-conductors, but graphite, which is a allotrope of carbon, is conductor of electricity. So in electrolytic cells, the electrodes are made up of graphite. Like now the third is alloys. Nichrome is the alloy which is formed by nickel and chromium, and it is a good conductor of electricity. Now some ionic compounds also. Ionic compounds like sodium chloride or copper sulfate, you can take any. These are ionic compounds. They conduct electricity only when they are in aqueous state or they are in molten state. So you have learned in 9th. So sodium chloride or copper sulfate, they are also good conductor of electricity, but in aqueous and molten state only. Insulators, the example of insulators are plastic, glass, paper, so wood. These are examples of insulator. The semiconductors, two most important, silicon and germanium. These are in 14th group. When you will learn periodic table, 14th group below carbon, silicon and germanium. G. So this is the 14th group elements. These two are metalloids, in between metal and non-metals, and these two, they are used as semiconductors, and in specific conditions they can flow, the electricity can flow through these silicon and germanium. So this is the second point. Now the third point, why electricity is passing through metals and is not passing through these glass or plastic. So the important thing is the metals or all these, they have free electrons which are moving inside the object. Suppose this is a copper wire. So the electrons of copper, they are moving haphazardly, freely in all the directions. Why they are moving in all the directions? Suppose this is the atom of copper, 4 shells are present, 2, 8, 18 and 1. The atomic number is 29. So the last in the valence shell, only one electron is present, and here protons are present. Or this is the nucleus. This nucleus loosely held the outer electrons. So they are free to move in any direction, and due to the presence of these free electrons, electricity can pass. Here, this is the structure of copper. Here no free electrons are present, so current cannot pass. Here, depending upon certain conditions, if these are made impure, some impurities are made in silicon and germanium, they become conductor. In pure form, they are non-conductors. So, if in special conditions, electricity can pass through these silicon and germanium. So, these are 3 points where you can differentiate between conductor, insulators and semiconductors. So, now I will tell you a small electric circuit. What is an electric circuit? In electric circuit, this is the basic, most simple electric circuit I am making. This is one cell. This is the second cell. This is the third cell. And all of these known as battery. So what we call this? This is a battery of 3 cells. One cell is, this is the positive terminal, this is the negative terminal. So this positive, this negative, this positive, this negative, this positive and this negative. This is one cell, second cell and third cell. So it is a battery of 3 cells. How the cells are made? A thin long line is of positive terminal and a thick small line is of negative terminal. And the second cell is joined here, not here. We cannot join here. So it is joined here. So this is how the battery is formed. Now this positive and this negative terminal, they are in external circuit, they are connected by a conductor. This is the copper wire or the conductor. And what are these things? This is conductor. It can be copper wire. In labs mostly we use copper wires for conductors. Even aluminium can be used. We cannot use silver. It's so expensive. So this is the plus terminal. Electricity is going. This is the direction of current. It is going like this and coming to negative like this. What else is there? This is bulb, or we can say load, or we can put a resistor also. So if the current is passing, then it will glow. This is an instrument known as ampere. Ampere measure the current which is flowing in this circuit. This is the complete electric circuit, a very basic electric circuit. These are the conductor, outer external conductor. This is bulb or load or resistor. This is a battery of 3 cells. This is emitter, sorry. This is emitter. And you can see this is the plus terminal. So plus plus plus. So this is the plus terminal of emitter and this is the minus terminal of emitter. It is always joined like this in the circuit, and this arrangement we call as what is that? Series. So this emitter is always joined in series to the circuit. This arrangement we said that emitter is joined in series to the circuit. Now what is this? This is the plug key. And this is, if this is the position, the circuit is closed. That is, the key is on. Now only the current can pass. If we don't put this dot, then the circuit is open. The current is not passing. The circuit breaks here. So in open circuit, no current can pass. In closed circuit, current can pass. This is one thing. Now, we directly, before coming to the electric current, I want to tell you one thing, the direction of current. There are two the direction of current can be studied in 2 ways. One is conventional direction of current, and second is actual direction of current. Actual direction of current. So I don't know whether you can see this in the video or not, but there we can study the current in 2 ways: conventional direction of current and actual direction of current. What is conventional? Conventional is the current is flowing from the positive end and it comes to the negative end. That is, from positive to negative. Current is flowing from positive terminal to negative terminal. This is the conventional flow of current, conventional direction of current. What is actual? Actual, we know that always the electrons flow. They are free. So electrons flow to form a electric current. Electrons form electric current. So it is the flow of electrons that form actual electric current. So these electrons should flow from this side and should come on this side. So this should be the actual direction of current, but still today we are taking this conventional direction of the current in our numericals, in all our data. We are taking the conventional current from positive to negative as true. Why this is so? Because at the time when electricity, this current is discovered, at that time electrons were not discovered, and scientists thought that the current which is moving inside the conductor is due to protons or positive charges. So they have given this, that current is due to the flow from positive to negative terminal, but it has not been rectified till today, and still we are using the conventional direction from positive negative, though we know that the actual direction of the current is from negative to positive as electrons move to form the electric current. So this is about this, and now we come to what is electric current and how the electricity flows in conductors. So write down electric current or only current. The electric current, the symbol of electric current is capital I. This is the symbol of electric current, and its unit is ampere. Ampere, after the name of a scientist. What is the name? Henri Marie Ampere. So on the name of the scientist, the unit of current is ampere and its symbol is I. So you should write the second formula of electricity. I is equal to Q upon T. What is this I? What is Q? T? All of you know. I is current, electric current. Q is charge. You know, Q is charge and the unit is coulomb, and T is time in seconds. So we can define electric current. That is, when we write T in denominator, it is rate. All of you know, we call it rate. So what should be the definition of current? Current is rate of flowing of charge in an conductor. This is simple. Rate of flowing of charge through an conductor is known as electric current. What is this charge? Charge are electron. So when electrons are passed, this is a conductor, and in conductor these electrons, they are present. How the current is flowing? Suppose this is copper conductor and these electrons, they are free to move and they are moving in different directions. Suppose potential difference is created on both the ends of this conductor. We will learn this potential difference after this. So what will happen, that these all the electrons, they move in a definite direction. This is the negative and this is the positive. So these are electrons having negative charges. So these electrons, they are being attracted towards the positive charge, and from here the negative terminal of battery, they are pushing, that terminal is pushing these electrons, and they are being attracted by this positive charge of the battery. So they streamline and they are flowing like this, and current is formed. So what is current? Current is flow of electrons through a conductor, rate of flow. Suppose this is the area and we wait for 1 second to electrons to flow from this gap. 1 electron pass, 2 pass, 3 pass. All the electrons, they are passing through this gap in 1 second. So if we count the number of electrons and the time is 1 second, we can know what is the amount of electric current. Are you understanding? Suppose Q charge, 1 coulomb charge has passed through this gap. If 1 coulomb charge will pass, how many electrons? 6.25 into 10 to the power 18 electrons should pass to form 1 coulomb charge. So we can say either 1 coulomb charge has passed through this gap or 6.25 into 10 to the power 18 electrons are passed through this gap. One and the same thing. So if 1 coulomb charge passed through this gap in 1 second, the amount of electric current will be 1 ampere. So now we can define what is 1 ampere current. If 1 coulomb charge passed through a conductor in 1 second, then the amount of electric current will be 1 ampere and the unit will be ampere. So this is how we define electric current. Is it clear to all of you? It is very simple, and in insulators and semiconductors, these free electrons are not present. That's why no flow of electric current is there. I think this is for today, and I will give you on WhatsApp group certain numericals. You do those numericals in your notebooks and send me the pictures on WhatsApp. So I will see. One more thing is left about the ampere. I have told you that unit of current is ampere, but in labs we use a smaller unit, that is milliampere. So 1 ampere is equal to 1000 milliampere or even microampere. So 1 milliampere is equal to 10 raised to power minus 3 ampere, and 1 microampere is equal to 10 raised to power minus 6 ampere. So in labs, normally it is a very big unit. So normally milliamperes is used for experiments in lab. So this is for today. Electric current, you have to learn two formula today. One is Q is equal to NE and second is I is equal to Q upon T. These two formula, by writing their numbers, formula number 1, formula number 2, in this way you have around 15-16 formula in electricity. So daily 1 or 2 formula you have to learn. You memorize this formula by heart, and I will give some numericals on WhatsApp and you do these numericals and send me the pictures. The students which are not joined the group, tell them to join the group. This is all for today. Thanks.